Babaji Ramaswamy. Babaji, in your 30 years of coming on the Gadi, what is your biggest regret in life, which you would have, looking back, you would have done differently?
I shouldn't have been so good, because if I was a little more naughty, then probably I wouldn't have had this responsibility.
So I was asking more in the 30 years that you did get the Gadi.
No, once I've come here, I have no
No.
regrets. I think I have been, supported by the family, by the satsangis, by all the Dera Sevadars. Um, Whether I have been annoyed, I have been angry, I've been happy, I have got full support from everybody. For that, I have no regrets. I won't change my Sevadars for anything in the world.
Babaji, one more, slightly connected to this. Have you ever thought of being a normal person apart from Babaji
I
after
am a
coming on the
normal.
Gadi?
I haven't changed.
But you are in the position of Babaji.
No, I am still the same person. I always said that, you know, one signature of Maharaji changed everything, but I haven't changed. I could have said the same things before 1990. All of you would have told me to shut up. That one signature of Maharaji made all of you sit up and take me more seriously. But I haven't changed. I don't think so. My values have changed. I mean, whatever you change in terms of growth as you age, that's a normal process. But in my thoughts, in my mindset, my priorities, I don't think so there's been any change.
Babaji, what is more delightful, to love or to be loved?
Well, actually, from a physical point of view, to be loved, from a spiritual point of view, to love. Because from a physical point of view, when you are loved, you receive. And all of us like to receive. But from a spiritual point of view, it is to give, to love.
Babaji, I have another question. Alchemy in this world is all about inexplicable and mysterious transmutations, so it is speculative. However, in spirituality, it appears to be, though a definitive process, but still mysterious. So, does it have anything in common with the will of God?
Will of God is mysterious. I mean, which one of us can say that we understand His will? And the moment you really understand it, then it won't matter. All of us are groping in the darkness, trying to make sense of what He wants from us, what His will is. We're trying to make sense of it. And when we go to that stage where we really understand it, then it really won't matter to us.
बाबू जी, it is often said that जो बीमार होते हैं उनको डॉक्टर के पास जाने की ज़रूरत होती है. तो we have so much access to you. Does that mean हम सबसे ज़्यादा बीमार लोग हैं इस रूम में?
Maybe. But illness out here doesn't necessarily mean physically ill, you know. There are different kinds of illness, which means lacking in terms of your ability to handle the different aspects of life. So when we want to go to a doctor, I mean, he could be a psychiatrist, he could be a psychologist, he could be, somebody to help you to improve your immune system. So you go with different problems.
Babaji, fear is a very strong emotion. And should we be scared or fearful of the Lord, or just love Him, or how do we conquer this part of us which
See,
is
Maharaj
fear?
used to explain fear he used to say there are two kinds of fear. One is a positive one and one is a negative one. The positive fear is when you love somebody intensely and you don't want to displease him or her. You know? And there's a certain kind of fear that I should not take any step that will displease my beloved. Now that's a positive fear. The negative fear is where we are scared of the consequences. Always. So life, for all of us, we have our own kinds of fears to deal with. Somebody's scared of heights, somebody's scared of water, somebody scared of something else. Now, these fears stem from the mind. Mind, the way it works, actually mind has no power. We give the mind the power when we get scared. So it uses that fear factor. And in that fear factor, it makes us compromise. Whereas if we can do our meditation and get that inner confidence, that will help to remove these fears from us, so where we can be more objective in what we do rather than something born out of the fear of consequences.
Babaji, if you're fearful of doing something, does that mean that you're inconfident and therefore
No,
it's happening?
not necessarily. Sometimes, it's lack of confidence. Somebody could be very capable, but lack of confidence or some inbuilt fear within him prevents him or her from giving his best. It's like coming in front of the camera. Some of us are camera shy, and we just we can't speak. And some of us are natural in front of the camera. So it's not that the person doesn't have anything to say. It's just that, what we are used to.
We read in all the books and hear all the time in satsang that God is love, that the Lord loves us like a father loves his children. But then how do you respond to someone who says, look around you, half the world is living in horror, in poverty, disease, forced migrations, war, you name it. The calamities that bestow the people are horrible. How can you look at that and say that God loves us?
See, if you go back to the karma philosophy says that every action has a reaction. Now, the parents love the child, and in their love for the child, they will explain to him or try to explain to him what is good and bad. But the child insists on putting his hand into the fire because he has this curiosity in his mind. Now, it's not that he doesn't know that he should hold back from the fire, but his curiosity makes him put his hand into the fire. And then it's going to burn. There is going to be pain. Now the parent, it's not that he doesn't love the child, but can he take that pain away? He probably is going through much more anguish than the child himself. But the child has brought it upon himself. So whatever is going on around us, we have brought it on ourselves. The Lord is not a biased Lord. He loves everybody. He would want to protect everybody. But the actions that we have taken, we have to go through the reaction of that. So just somebody is born poor, somebody is born rich, somebody is born in health, somebody is unhealthy. That is because of our past actions. Now, when we did the actions, we don't think about it. When we have to go through the consequences, then we remember that Lord is all loving. Why am I going through this? But then you put your hand into the fire. Now the hand is going to burn. So you have to face up to the consequences.
Babaji, we are taught to be in the will of the Lord or to be in the will of the Sadguru. ਬਾਣੀ ਵੀ ਕਹਿੰਦੀ ਹੈ ਹੁਕਮ ਰਜ਼ਾਈ ਚੱਲਣਾ ਨਾਨਕ ਲਿਖਿਆ ਨਾਲ क्या ਅਸੀਂ
I would rather say in the will of the Lord, because the Guru is only trying to help you to stay in the will of the Lord, not in his will. He has no will.
जी
His will is what the Lord wants or expects from us.
जी
So he's just a teacher teaching you and bringing you to that level of maturity where you understand what is his will.
जी पर ਹਜ਼ੂਰ ਮੇਰੀ ਬੇਨਤੀ ਹੈ ਕਿ क्या ਅਸੀਂ ਇਨਸਾਨ ਮਾਲਿਕ ਦੇ ਭਾਣੇ ਤੋਂ ਬਿਨਾ ਜਾਂ ਉਹਦੀ ਦਇਆ ਮਿਹਰ ਜੋ ਭਾਣੇ ਦਾ ਰੂਪ ਹੈ ਉਸ ਤੋਂ ਬਿਨਾ ਉਹਦੀ ਵਿਲ ਵਿੱਚ ਆ ਸਕਦੇ
ਦੇਖੋ ਉਹੀ ਗੱਲ ਆ ਗਈ ਨਾ ਜੋ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਅੰਗਰੇਜ਼ੀ ਵਿੱਚ ਪੁੱਛਿਆ ਸੀ ਕਿ ਚਾਰੋਂ ਤਰਫ ਇੰਨੀ ਮਾਰਾਮਾਰੀ ਹੈਗੀ ਹੈ, ਬਿਮਾਰੀਆਂ ਹੈ, ਫੈਮਿਨ ਹੈ, ਦੁੱਖ ਹੈ, ਤਾਂ ਫਿਰ ਮਾਲਿਕ ਦੇ ਵਜੂਦ ਦਾ ਕੀ ਇਹਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਉਹਦੀ ਹਸਤੀ ਦਾ ਕੀ ਵਜੂਦ ਹੈ? ਹੁਣ ਇਹ ਚੀਜ਼ਾਂ ਅਸੀਂ ਆਪਣੇ ਜਿੰਨਾ ਚਿਰ ਇਨਸਾਨ ਇਹ ਨਹੀਂ ਸਮਝਦਾ ਕਿ ਜੀ ਉਹਦੀ ਕਰਨੀ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਕੁਝ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੋ ਸਕਦਾ, ਆਪਾਂ ਰੋਜ਼ਮਰਾ ਜ਼ਿੰਦਗੀ 'ਚ ਜੇ ਆਪਾਂ ਆਪਣੀ ਮਰਜ਼ੀ ਜ਼ਾਹਿਰ ਕਰਦੇ ਹਾਂ, ਉਹ ਸਿਰਫ ਇਸ ਕਰਕੇ ਕਿ ਅਸੀਂ ਸੋਚਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਕਿ ਅਸੀਂ ਚੂਜ਼ ਕਰ ਸਕਦੇ ਹਾਂ। ਜਿੱਦਣ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਇਸ ਚੀਜ਼ ਦਾ ਅਹਿਸਾਸ ਹੋ ਗਿਆ ਨਾ ਕਿ ਹੋਊਗਾ ਤਾਂ ਮਾਲਕ ਦੀ ਮਰਜ਼ੀ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ, ਫਿਰ ਸਾਡੀ ਚੋਇਸ ਕਿੱਥੇ ਹੈ? ਜਦੋਂ ਤੋਂ ਸ੍ਰਿਸ਼ਟੀ ਵਿੱਚ ਆਏ ਹੈ ਆਪਾਂ ਆਪਣੀ ਚੋਇਸ ਨੂੰ ਜ਼ਿਆਦਾ ਅਹਿਮ ਮੰਨਿਆ, ਗਲਤ ਚੀਜ਼ਾਂ ਮੰਗ ਕੇ ਬੈਠ ਗਏ, ਇਸੇ ਕਰਕੇ ਆਪਾਂ ਇੱਥੇ ਬੈਠੇ ਹਾਂ। ਚਾਹੀਦਾ ਤਾਂ ਇਹ ਸੀ ਕਿ ਉਹਦੇ ਭਾਣੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਰਹਿੰਦੇ, ਉਹਦੀ ਰਜ਼ਾ ਵਿੱਚ ਰਹਿੰਦੇ, ਮਗਰ ਇਨਸਾਨ ਸੋਚਦਾ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਬਿਹਤਰ ਪਤਾ, ਔਰ ਜਿੰਨਾ ਚਿਰ ਮੈਂ ਔਰ ਮੇਰੀ ਉਹਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਜ਼ਾਹਿਰ ਹੋ ਰਹੀ ਹੈ ਤਾਂ ਫਿਰ ਬੋਝ ਵੀ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਚੁੱਕਣਾ ਪਊਗਾ। ਕਹਿ ਦਿੰਦੇ ਆ ਕਿ ਮਾਲਕ ਦਾ ਭਾਣਾ ਉਹਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਰਹਿਣਾ ਚਾਹੀਦਾ, ਮੰਨਦਾ ਕੋਈ ਨਹੀਂ ਗਾ। ਜਿੱਦਣ ਮੰਨਣਾ ਸ਼ੁਰੂ ਕੀਤਾ ਨਾ ਉਦੋਂ ਉਹਦੀ ਜ਼ਿੰਮੇਵਾਰੀ ਹੈ। ਔਰ ਜਿੰਨਾ ਚਿਰ ਅਸੀਂ ਆਪਣੀ ਚੋਇਸ ਐਕਸਰਸਾਈਜ਼ ਕਰਾਂਗੇ, ਅਸੀਂ ਸੋਚਾਂਗੇ ਕਿ ਵੀ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਇਹ ਚਾਹੀਦਾ ਹੈ, ਮੇਰੀ ਸੋਚ ਨਾਲ ਇਹ ਠੀਕ ਹੈ, ਇਹ ਗਲਤ ਹੈ, ਤਾਂ ਫਿਰ ਉਹਦਾ ਬੋਝ ਤਾਂ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਚੁੱਕਣਾ ਪਊਗਾ ਨਾ।
ਬਿਲਕੁਲ ਠੀਕ ਹੈ ਜ਼ਰੂਰ, ਪਰ ਕਿਆ ਇਨਸਾਨ ਆਪਣੀ ਹਿਕਮਤ, ਆਪਣੀ ਸਮਝ, ਸੋਚ, ਬੁੱਧੀ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਕਿਆ ਮਾਲਕ ਦੀ ਰਜ਼ਾ ਵਿੱਚ ਆ ਸਕਦਾ ਹੈ ਜਾਂ ਕੋਸ਼ਿਸ਼ ਵੀ ਕਰ ਸਕਦਾ ਹੈ?
ਆਪਾਂ ਭਜਨ ਸਿਮਰਨ ਤਾਂ ਕਰ ਸਕਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਨਾ,
ਜੀ
ਹੁਕਮ ਰਜਾਈ ਚੱਲਣਾ।
ਜੀ
ਹੁਣ ਹੁਕਮ ਕੀ ਹੈ? ਇੱਕੋ ਨਾਮ ਹੁਕਮ ਹੈ ਨਾਨਕ। ਉਸ ਦਾਇਰੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਤਾਂ ਆਪਾਂ ਕਦਮ ਚੱਕ ਸਕਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਨਾ।
ਜੀ
ਜੇ ਉਸ ਦਾਇਰੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਆਪਾਂ ਆ ਜਾਵਾਂਗੇ ਫਿਰ ਉਹਦੀ ਜ਼ਿੰਮੇਵਾਰੀ ਹੈ। ਜਿੰਨਾ ਚਿਰ ਅਸੀਂ ਆਪਣਾ ਦਾਇਰਾ ਬਣਾਇਆ ਹੋਇਆ ਫਿਰ ਸਾਡੀ ਜ਼ਿੰਮੇਵਾਰੀ ਹੈ, ਸਾਡਾ ਬੋਝ ਹੈ।
ਮੁੱਖ ਦੀ ਗੱਲ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਬਿਨ ਹਰ ਭਜਨ ਨਹੀਂ ਛੁਟਕਾਰਾ।
ਹਾਂ, ਆਖਰ ਭਗਤੀ ਦਾ ਉਹੀ ਜ਼ਰੀਆ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਆਪਾਂ ਉਹ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਤਾਕਤ ਹੈ, ਕ੍ਰੀਏਟਿਵ ਪਾਵਰ ਹੈ, ਜਿੰਨਾ ਚਿਰ ਉਹਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਆਪਾਂ ਆਪਣੇ ਆਪ ਨੂੰ ਨਹੀਂ ਜੋੜਾਂਗੇ, ਸਾਡੇ ਬਾਜ਼ੂਆਂ 'ਚ ਤਾਕਤ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਿ ਆਪਾਂ ਨਿਭਾ ਸਕੀਏ। ਇਹ ਤਾਂ ਸ਼ਬਦ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਜੁੜਾਂਗੇ, ਉਹ ਸ਼ਬਦ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਕਰਤਾ ਹੈ, ਜਦੋਂ ਉਹਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਜੁੜਾਂਗੇ ਤਾਂ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਇਸ ਆਵਾਗਮਨ ਦੇ ਚੱਕਰ ਵਿੱਚੋਂ, ਉਹਦੇ ਹੁਕਮ ਵਿੱਚ ਰਹਿਣ ਦੀ ਤਾਕਤ, ਸਾਰਾ ਕੁਝ ਉਦੋਂ ਮਿਲੂਗਾ।
ਥੈਂਕ ਯੂ ਬ੍ਰਦਰ।
Babaji, it's often quoted in satsang as a manner of speech that patni rupi atma and
Pati rupi
rup-
Parameshwar.
Parameshwar. Do you think there'll ever be a time where it'll be the other way around?
Beta, the soul has no gender. Soul has no gender in front of the Lord. And that's why, when examples are given, they are given at the time the mystics are there. Why do we need a master? Why do we need a teacher? Because he adapts the teachings to the need of that time. So they will give you examples which are relevant to that time. Okay? So this is said by the Guru Sahiban. So at that time, he shows you the love. For example, Christ said, father and son. Somebody has said mother and son. Somebody, because they are trying to describe a love, a relationship. And Guru Sahiban took the relationship of the wife and the husband. And he said that ਦੋ ਗੁਣਾ ਵਾਲੀ ਇਸਤਰੀ ਆਪਣੇ ਪਤੀ ਨੂੰ ਭਾਂਦੀ ਹੈ, ਭੈ ਪਾਏ ਸ਼ਿੰਗਾਰ ਬਣਾਏ. So it's just an example. But to say, we get into this gender bias, okay, why isn't there a woman master, why isn't there a male master or something? We've come to learn. What we are interested in is the learning, not in the clothes of the teacher, not in his gender.
ਬਾਬਾ ਜੀ, ਨਾਰਮਲੀ ਇਨ ਦਾ ਸ਼ਬਦ ਅਸੀਂ ਇਹ ਸੁਣਿਆ ਹੈਗਾ ਕਿ ਜੇ ਰੱਬ ਗੁੱਸੇ ਹੋ ਜਾਏ ਤਾਂ ਕੋਈ ਫਰਕ ਨਹੀਂ ਪੈਂਦਾ, ਗੁਰੂ ਮਨਾ ਲੇਗਾ। ਪਰ ਗੁਰੂ ਨੂੰ ਗੁੱਸੇ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੋਣਾ ਚਾਹੀਦਾ, ਤੇ ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਕੌਣ ਬਣਾਏਗਾ?
ਬੇਟਾ ਇਹ ਨਾ ਕਹਾਵਤਾਂ ਆ ਆਪਣੀਆਂ, ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਰੱਬ ਤੱਕ ਤਾਂ ਕੋਈ ਪਹੁੰਚਿਆ ਨਹੀਂਗਾ, ਔਰ ਰੱਬ ਤਾਂ ਹੈ ਹੀ ਮਾਫੀ, ਰੱਬ ਤਾਂ ਹੈ ਹੀ ਪਿਆਰ। ਠੀਕ ਹੈ ਨਾ? ਉਹਨੇ ਦੋਨੋਂ ਗੱਲਾਂ ਕਹਿਤੀਆਂ। ਜਿਹਨੇ ਵੀ ਬੋਲੀ ਹੈ, ਕਹਾਵਤ ਬਣਾਈ ਹੈ, ਉਹਨੇ ਦੋਨੋਂ ਗੱਲਾਂ ਕਹਿਤੀਆਂ। ਇੱਕ ਤਾਂ ਗੁਰੂ ਗੁੱਸੇ ਹੋ ਸਕਦਾ, ਠੀਕ ਹੈ ਨਾ? ਰੱਬ ਤਾਂ ਗੁੱਸੇ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੋ ਸਕਦਾ। ਸੋ ਉਹਨੇ ਰੱਬ ਦਾ ਦਰਜਾ ਵੀ ਉੱਚਾ ਕਰਤਾ, ਔਰ ਨਾਲ ਇਹ ਵੀ ਕਹਿ ਦਿੱਤਾ ਕਿ ਭਾਈ ਜਿਸ ਦਾਇਰੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਰਹਿੰਦੇ ਹੋ ਉਸ ਦਾਇਰੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਹੀ ਨਿਭੋ ਤੁਸੀਂ।
ਬਾਬਾ ਜੀ, ਜੋ ਇਨਸਾਨ ਨੇ ਕੁਦਰਤ ਨਾਲ ਖਿਲਵਾੜ ਕੀਤਾ ਹੈ ਉਸ ਦਾ ਨਤੀਜਾ ਅਸੀਂ ਭੁਗਤ ਰਹੇ ਹਾਂ। ਕੀ ਆਉਣ ਵਾਲੇ ਸਮੇਂ ਵਿੱਚ ਉਸ ਇਨਸਾਨ ਦੀ ਸੋਚ ਵਿੱਚ ਪਰਿਵਰਤਨ ਹੋਣ ਦੀ ਸੰਭਾਵਨਾ ਹੈ?
ਇਹੀ ਤਾਂ ਪ੍ਰੋਬਲਮ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਇਨਸਾਨ ਸਿੱਖਦਾ ਨਹੀਂ। ਆਪਾਂ ਇਤਿਹਾਸ ਵੀ ਪੜ੍ਹਦੇ ਹਾਂ, ਆਪਾਂ ਸਾਰੀਆਂ ਚੀਜ਼ਾਂ ਪੜ੍ਹਦੇ ਹਾਂ, ਮਗਰ ਸਾਰਾ ਕੁਝ ਸਿੱਖ ਕੇ ਜੇ ਅਸੀਂ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਅਮਲ ਵਿੱਚ ਨਹੀਂ ਲਿਆ ਸਕੇ, ਹੁਣ ਕੌਣ ਕਹਿ ਸਕਦਾ ਕਿ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਪਤਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਿ ਜਦੋਂ ਆਪਾਂ ਹਾਰਵੈਸਟਿੰਗ ਹੋ ਜੇ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਅੱਗ ਨਹੀਂ ਲਗਾਉਣੀ ਚਾਹੀਦੀ? ਕਿਹਨੂੰ ਨਹੀਂ ਪਤਾ ਕਿ ਪੇੜ ਪੌਦੇ ਹੋਣੇ ਚਾਹੀਦੇ ਹੈਗੇ? ਸਾਰਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਪਤਾ ਹੈਗਾ, ਮਗਰ ਉਹਦੇ ਬਾਵਜੂਦ, ਔਰ ਇਹ ਸਾਰਾ ਕੁਝ ਹੋਇਆ ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਆਪਾਂ ਦਾਇਰਾ ਛੋਟਾ ਕਰ ਲਿਆ। ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਦੇਖੋ ਪਿੰਡ ਵਿੱਚ ਵਿਆਹ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਸੀ ਤਾਂ ਅਸੀਂ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਸੀ ਜੀ ਪਿੰਡ ਦੀ ਕੁੜੀ ਹੈ, ਸਾਰੇ ਸਾਂਝ ਪਾਉਂਦੇ ਸੀ, ਸਾਰਿਆਂ ਦੇ ਘਰਾਂ ਤੋਂ ਬਿਸਤਰੇ ਆਉਂਦੇ ਸੀ, ਸਾਰਿਆਂ ਦੇ ਘਰਾਂ ਤੋਂ ਦੁੱਧ ਆਉਂਦਾ ਸੀਗਾ। ਅੱਜ ਪਿੰਡ ਵਿੱਚ ਜੇ ਇੱਕ ਘਰ 'ਚ ਵਿਆਹ ਹੈਗਾ ਦੂਜੇ ਨੂੰ ਪਤਾ ਹੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਕਿ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਘਰ 'ਚ ਵਿਆਹ ਹੈਗਾ। ਸੋ ਅਸੀਂ ਦਾਇਰੇ ਛੋਟੇ ਕਰ ਲਏ, ਔਰ ਜਿਵੇਂ ਜਿਵੇਂ ਦਾਇਰੇ ਛੋਟੇ ਕਰ ਲਿੱਤੇ ਅਸੀਂ ਹੁਣ ਇਹੀ ਸੋਚਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਕਿ ਮੇਰਾ ਫਾਇਦਾ ਨੁਕਸਾਨ ਕਿਹਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਹੈ। ਅਸੀਂ ਸਾਰੀਆਂ ਚੀਜ਼ਾਂ ਇਨ ਟੋਟੈਲਿਟੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਦੇਖ ਰਹੇ। ਅਸੀਂ ਸਾਰੇ ਆਪਣੇ ਸੂਬੇ ਨੂੰ, ਆਪਣੇ ਦੇਸ਼ ਨੂੰ, ਸ੍ਰਿਸ਼ਟੀ ਨੂੰ ਨਹੀਂ ਦੇਖ ਰਹੇ, ਸਿਰਫ ਆਪਣੇ ਦਾਇਰੇ ਨੂੰ ਦੇਖ ਰਹੇ ਹਾਂ। ਇਸੇ ਕਰਕੇ ਸਾਡਾ ਨੁਕਸਾਨ ਹੋ ਰਿਹਾ ਹੈਗਾ। ਜੇ ਆਪਾਂ ਸਾਰਿਆਂ ਦਾ ਭਲਾ, ਆਪਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਤਾਂ ਸਰਬੱਤ ਦਾ ਭਲਾ ਕਿਹਾ ਗਿਆ ਸੀ ਨਾ ਗੁਰੂ ਸਾਹਿਬਾਨ ਨੇ, ਆਪਾਂ ਸਰਬੱਤ ਦਾ ਭਲਾ ਕਰਦੇ ਹਾਂ। ਜੋ ਸਾਡੀ ਕਰਨੀ ਹੈ ਉਹਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਤਾਂ ਅਸੀਂ ਆਪਣਾ ਭਲਾ ਹੀ ਕਰਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਨਾ। ਜਿੱਦਣ ਆਪਾਂ ਸਰਬੱਤ ਦਾ ਭਲਾ ਮੰਨ ਕੇ ਚੱਲਾਂਗੇ ਆਪਣੇ ਆਪ ਬਦਲਾਵਟ ਆ ਜਾਊਗੀ। ਮਗਰ ਜਿੰਨਾ ਚਿਰ ਅਸੀਂ ਦਾਇਰਾ ਛੋਟਾ ਕਰਕੇ ਰੱਖਾਂਗੇ ਫਿਰ ਉਹ ਬੋਝ ਵੀ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਚੁੱਕਣਾ ਪਊਗਾ। ਔਰ ਦੇਖੋ ਮੋਸਟ ਡਿਸਟਰਕਟਿਵ ਕ੍ਰੀਚਰ ਐਂਟਿਟੀ ਇਨ ਦਿਸ ਕ੍ਰੀਏਸ਼ਨ ਇਜ਼ ਦ ਹਿਊਮਨ ਬੀਇੰਗ। ਜਾਨਵਰ ਔਰ ਪੰਛੀ ਵੀ ਇੰਨੀ ਤਬਾਹੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਮਚਾਉਂਦੇ ਜਿੰਨਾ ਇਨਸਾਨ ਮਚਾਉਂਦਾ। ਸੋ ਇਸ ਕਰਕੇ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਧਿਆਨ ਰੱਖਣਾ ਚਾਹੀਦਾ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਸਾਰਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਕਿ ਆਪਾਂ ਸਾਰਿਆਂ ਦਾ ਧਿਆਨ ਰੱਖੀਏ। ਹੁਣ ਆਪਾਂ ਆਪਣੇ ਬੱਚਿਆਂ ਵਾਸਤੇ ਕੀ ਛੱਡ ਕੇ ਜਾ ਰਹੇ ਹਾਂ? ਜੇ ਆਪਾਂ ਹੁਣ ਅਗਲੀ ਦੁਨੀਆ ਬੱਚਿਆਂ ਵਾਸਤੇ ਕੀ ਰਹੂਗੀ ਜਿੱਥੇ ਕੈਮੀਕਲਸ, ਮਿਊਟੇਸ਼ਨਸ, ਜੇ ਇਹ ਸਾਰੀਆਂ ਛੱਡ ਕੇ ਜਾ ਰਹੀਆਂ ਤਾਂ ਫਿਰ ਤਬਾਹੀ ਹੋਊਗੀ। ਫਿਰ ਇਹਦੇ 'ਚ ਕੋਈ ਸੌਖ ਤਾਂ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੋਣਾ।
ਹਜ਼ੂਰ, what is the role of humor in Sant Mat?
Why should we be serious? We should take spirituality serious but not be serious. There's a difference in the two things. Spirituality ਨੂੰ seriously ਲਓ but ਮਜ਼ਾਕ ਦਾ ਆਪਣੀ ਜਗ੍ਹਾ ਹੈਗੀ ਹੈ। ਜੇ ਇਨਸਾਨ ਹੱਸਦਾ ਹੀ ਨਹੀਂਗਾ ਤਾਂ ਫਿਰ ਉਹ ਤਾਂ ਬੋਝ ਹੀ ਉਹਦੇ ਉੱਤੇ ਇੰਨਾ ਪੈ ਜਾਊਗਾ ਕਿ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਤਾਂ ਕੁਝ ਦਿਖਾਈ ਨਹੀਂ ਦੇਣਾ। So we must learn, and we should start from ourselves. We must have the capacity to laugh at ourselves. And if we can laugh at ourselves, then nothing anybody says will make a difference. Because you will just laugh it away. But ਜੇ ਆਪਾਂ ਹਰੇਕ ਦੀ ਗੱਲ ਸੀਰੀਅਸਲੀ ਲਵਾਂਗੇ ਐਵੇਂ ਹੀ ਮਨ ਦੇ ਉੱਤੇ ਬੋਝ ਪੈ ਜਾਂਦਾ। ਉਹਨੇ ਤਾਂ ਭਾਵੇਂ ਬਗੈਰ ਸੋਚੇ ਸਮਝੇ ਕੋਈ ਗੱਲ ਕਹਿ ਤੀ, ਅਸੀਂ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਸੀਰੀਅਸਲੀ ਲੈ ਕੇ ਬਹਿ ਗਏ, ਉਹਨੇ ਆ ਕਿਉਂ ਕਿਹਾ, ਮੈਂ ਕੀ ਕੀਤਾ ਸੀਗਾ, ਤਾਂ ਬੋਝ ਤਾਂ ਮੇਰੇ ਮਨ 'ਤੇ ਪੈ ਗਿਆ ਨਾ। ਔਰ ਜੇ ਮੈਂ ਕਹਾਂ ਕਿ ਠੀਕ ਹੈ ਹਾਂ ਤਾਂ ਫਿਰ ਮੇਰੇ ਤੇ ਉੱਤੇ ਕੋਈ ਬੋਝ ਨਹੀਂ ਪੈਣਾ।
ਥੈਂਕ ਯੂ ਬਾਬਾ ਜੀ।
हुजूर, ਮਾਲਕ ਪਿਆਰ ਹੈ, ਉਹਨੂੰ ਹਾਸਿਲ ਕਰਨ ਵਾਸਤੇ ਪਿਆਰ ਚਾਹੀਦਾ ਹੈ, ਪਰ ਉਸ ਸਥਿਤੀ ਤੇ ਪਹੁੰਚਣ ਵਾਸਤੇ ਕੀ ਕਰਨਾ ਚਾਹੀਦਾ ਜੀ? ਕੀ ਕਰੀਏ ਕਿ ਅਸੀਂ ਉਸ ਸਥਿਤੀ ਤੇ ਪਹੁੰਚ ਸਕੀਏ?
ਦੇਖੋ ਜੀ, ਜਿੱਥੇ ਤੱਕ ਪਿਆਰ ਹੈ, ਪਿਆਰ ਕੋਈ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਦੇ ਨਹੀਂ ਸਕਦਾ, ਪਿਆਰ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਕੋਈ ਸਿਖਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਸਕਦਾ। ਪਿਆਰ ਸਾਡੇ ਅੰਦਰ ਹੈ, ਅਸੀਂ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਜਾਗਰਿਤ ਕਰਨਾ ਹੈ। ਔਰ ਪਿਆਰ ਜਾਗਰਿਤ ਉਦੋਂ ਹੋਊਗਾ, ਹਜ਼ੂਰ ਯੂਜ਼ਡ ਟੂ ਸੇ ਦ ਲਾਰਡ ਲਵਸ ਹਿਜ਼ ਕ੍ਰੀਏਸ਼ਨ, ਲਾਰਡ ਲਵਸ ਅਸ ਥਰੂ ਹਿਜ਼ ਕ੍ਰੀਏਸ਼ਨ। ਠੀਕ ਹੈ। ਸੋ ਜਦੋਂ ਆਪਾਂ ਮਾਲਿਕ ਨੂੰ ਸਾਰਿਆਂ ਵਿੱਚ ਦੇਖਾਂਗੇ, ਆਪਣੇ ਆਪ ਸਾਡੀ ਵੀ ਇਹੋ ਜਿਹੀ ਅਵਸਥਾ ਬਣ ਜੂਗੀ ਕਿ ਅਸੀਂ ਵੀ ਸਾਰਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਪਿਆਰ ਕਰਾਂਗੇ। ਸੋ ਵੀ ਹੈਵ ਟੂ ਸਟਾਰਟ ਫਰੋਮ ਆਰ ਸੈਲਫ। ਵੀ ਮਸਟ ਸਟਾਰਟ ਬਾਈ ਲਵਿੰਗ ਆਰ ਸਰਾਊਂਡਿੰਗ, ਦ ਪੀਪਲ ਅਰਾਊਂਡ ਅਸ. We must reflect that love in our actions, in everything that we do. And if you can reflect that love around us, automatically you will prosper in that love yourself.
Thank you.
Babaji, it is always said that life brings us to a certain point, destiny brings us to a certain point, and then it's up to us to decide how to deal with that situation. But if we look back at life from the time we were a child to the time we became an adult, At various points in time, life brings us to a certain situation. And at various times, we have to take choices. So, does that mean that there are multiple destinies that exist potentially, and it is our choices that define
No.
which of those we take?
There are no multiple destinies. As I said, destiny puts you in a situation. Then you have to choose. Because your choice then will set off the karma.
But every time you make a choice, Babaji, the repercussion would be different. So sometimes you make the right choice, sometimes you make
If
the
you
wrong
make
choice.
the right choice, karma is finished. If you make a wrong choice, you set off another chain reaction.
Because a lot of people tend to say that, if everything is destined, then why should I work towards it? And then there are certain people who say that, I'm going to make my life with what I do. But it always seems like there is a bit of both in life.
And it's like the other day we discussed, when you play cards, you can't choose the cards. A hand is dealt out to you, right? So similarly, your destiny is dealt out to you. Although it is based on your past action, but let's say it's given to you. Now you could have a wonderful hand, make the wrong choices and lose the game. And you could have a terrible hand, make the right choices and win the game. So that is dependent upon the choice you made. So that's where the choice comes in. Now, yes, the choices are also based on your past. Depending upon what impressions are there on my mind, based on that, I will make choices. If my life has been positive, I might take risks. If my life has been negative, I'll want to hold back and be cautious. So, actually, if you look at it in that manner, there is no free will.
That's what I wanted to ask, Babaji.
Because free will is when whatever choices you are making, it is not based on any sort of impression of the past. However, our situation today, your choices are based on your parentage, the types of parents you had, your education, the country you are born in, the education you have got. These things were not in your hands. So we have limited choices.
Because Babaji, a lot of times people say that it is written that आपके destiny में जो है वो तो आपको मिलने ही वाला है और जो नहीं है वो आपको कभी मिल नहीं सकता तो मैं काम ही क्यों करूं? That's how people tend to approach it.
No, but that's a justification they take. Nobody says I'm sitting on the bed and if it's in my destiny, the Lord will come and put food in my mouth. He gets up and makes the effort now. So these are just for sake of argument, we say all these things. But effort has to be there. You have to put the step forward.
So regardless of the free will, what matters is our effort, Babaji?
The effort is going to make the difference. It will take you in the positive or the negative direction. I mean, you've come to crossroads. Now the road has branched off. Now it's up to you whether you go to hell or heaven.
Most of us, Hazur, have been going to religious places right from childhood in pursuit of God, Lord. And then most of us out here are very fortunate to be found by the whole Master. The Master gives us a technique and we try our level best in all earnesty, obey it. And we find solace and happiness. And then there is no quest for God. Is that okay?
No. That quest has to be there. If there is no quest, if there is no objective in front of you, where are you going? There has to be a direction to your life. Life can't stand still.
We are very satisfied with the...
No. That is, satisfaction means that life is finished. Nobody has achieved what he needs to achieve in the physical. So physical is only a means.
So how do we desire that? Because...
No, everything is a desire. You have to have some desire to propel life to go forward. The desire to be clean, you go and have a bath. Desire to rest the body, you go and sleep.
Yes.
Without desire, nothing will happen.
But beyond our technique and beyond our master, we don't think anything else.
No, master is only a pawn in the game, bhai. I think we sometimes are coming back to that again and again. He's only a teacher. He's teaching you. What is he teaching you? Do you know that? I mean, if I've come to a good master and I say, okay, this is the end of it, but if you're not learning from him and he's teaching you to do something and you're not doing that, then he's a useless teacher. That's a reflection on him, na? The purpose of a teacher is to teach. So you have to learn. And what is he teaching you? Do we really know that? Rather than just have a sort of a mental satisfaction, okay, I'm here, now that is okay. That is not okay. So don't wait him to come and shake you up and pull your ears and put you upside down and say, listen, there's a road beyond this also.
I think, Babaji, I have not been able to explain properly that our master tells us to meditate.
In this life, there is no satisfaction. Let me put it this way. Whatever you are experiencing is just a little, let's say, a little drop which is whetting the appetite. So unless you really go into the spiritual realm, there is no full satisfaction. You may have lulled yourself into some false sense of security. And be cautious that this security is not broken.
Thank you.
Babaji, in Maharaji's picture book, we read his friendships were lifelong. How do we achieve it? I mean, in relationships, I understand our relatives, husband, wife, brother, sister. I mean, we tend to forgive, forget, and life goes on. Everything is forgotten. But friendships, how do we hold on to friendships for life?
That depends upon the individual. Na? That depends upon every individual. Some people have many friends and some people have just one or two and some people don't have friends. For some people, their best friend is their wife, their spouse. So that depends upon the individual. You can't generalize.
No, my point was like in husband and wife, at the end of the day, we forgive and forget, and there's nothing,
No,
and
in
nothing in the
friendship,
mind.
there's no question of forgiving and forgetting. There's no question of who are we to forgive. Bhai? The question is learning to appreciate each other, trying to understand each other's point of view. Everybody has strengths and weaknesses. Most of the time, we become friendly with somebody and then you want to change him, but then that's not the reason why you became friendly with him in the first place. So learn to appreciate. What was it that attracted you to him? There were certain qualities. Why would you want to change those qualities? Good or bad, that's for him to see, not for you to judge.
Thank you, Babaji.
Babaji, what is the definition of a good disciple?
Ranja Ranja Kardisi mein aap pe Ranja hui. So here says that I was so taken up by my beloved that now I have lost my identity. And don't call me as Heer, call me by my beloved's name, Ranja. So for a disciple to move forward is to lose his own identity and to merge it with that of his beloved. So that one day he's able to see himself as the beloved rather than seeing himself as separated, as a different individual.
Thank you, Babaji. Babaji, what would you say is the difference or the similarity between wisdom and intellect?
In some ways they are the same. I mean, intellect is what comes forth from experience, and it's the same with wisdom. Of course, a literate person might use them in different manner. But for all of us, intellect, wisdom, these are all things which stem from a certain logic, from a certain reasoning, from a certain experience of life.
For some people who are not really intellectual, who are not very well educated, but they're very wise. And that is probably something we need to...
I don't think so. Having a degree makes you wise or intellectual. Sometimes more knowledge means more confusion. You have to be able to discern and use that knowledge properly. So in today's day and world, we've confused knowledge and understanding. When we read our scriptures or we study our books, what we get is knowledge. That knowledge has to be applied. Application gives you experience, and experience then becomes the basis of understanding. If today most of us, we falter, we have doubts, it is because we based it more on knowledge rather than on experience. Now, if we were to base it on experience, there would be no question. But if I based it on just mere knowledge, knowledge helps you to conceptualize. But concepts could be truthful or they could be lies. Now, those concepts have to be put into practice. And when you put them into practice, then the experience teaches you how to see the good and the bad. So unless we don't put everything into practice, that's why many times we have full faith, I have no doubts. I mean, this is a pretty funny world. They don't know what they're talking about. Because true faith is based on experience, and once you have that experience, you won't even ask a question.